Welcome to another episode of Sleazy Sports. And today I'm joined by the gents, Melly, Drishel, Shavar. Gentlemen, how are you?
Good, good. And how are you, bro?
Well. Am I delayed, Brad?
Oh,
Because wow,
dog, as
you
soon as
guys
you
took
hit
a while
live,
to respond.
you
Yeah.
went offline.
Yep.
You went offline, bro.
This guy was in HD not even 2 minutes
Like
ago, and
literally went
now
off.
Yeah, now you're like lagging in a weird way, bro. But keep going. I think you're
Am
fine.
I lagging, Brad?
A
yep.
little,
Okay,
but
okay.
It's
CJN,
coming and going.
how are you, CJN? We can't hear you.
See me now.
Yeah, we
There we
can.
go.
Can you
Yes, we
hear
can hear
us?
you.
I've lost you, X.
Oh
Can you
my
hear the rest
days.
of us?
It's starting. Why is this thing hating on me so much, man?
you're
Let's
fine,
do
X. You're
this.
fine. You're fine.
Wait,
Let me be like this rather. Like this,
hold
I'm
up.
fine. I need, or maybe you must have just put a picture of myself here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm not delayed though. My audio is fine, right?
Yes, sir.
All
Audio's
right,
good.
Yeah,
all right. Okay, but
you must stop using the free Wi-Fi from the library.
oh, listen to you, Sihle, and shots fired. Zasuga. But anyway, I want to first address my fellow Man United supporters. Trishul, Meli, your take on Saturday's game. I'll start off with you, Meli, since you arrived here first. Yeah.
What up? What up? What up? No, it's just as frustrated as I think most United fans were. Is that, like you said, we didn't take our chances. In penalty shootouts, it didn't seem like we were clinical. And the funny thing is, almost every preseason game, after the game, we'd have penalty shootouts. So I thought it was something that was worked on. But Johnny
Mhm.
Evans, Sancho, I was very shocked about the performance. But you know what? It's a community shield. I'm not gonna like be too angry about it. I would have loved the trophy, but it is what it is, man. And you guys?
Trishul?
Yeah, look, I think we played like brilliantly actually. We created chances for fun. And then, when Marcus Rashford, man, we said this time and time again, the guy is just
I think best I do what X has done and have that whole black thing on because you guys played brilliantly. You created
Look,
chances after chance.
yeah,
I
I
didn't
think we
watch the
played very
game.
well.
I didn't watch the game, but I know United didn't play brilliantly. Like
No,
Okay,
guys, come on.
for our standards, right? For our
Oh, okay,
standards,
cool. No,
given what
no.
happened
I
last
think
season,
yeah,
I think we
you
played
should
very
have
well.
yeah.
And we had multiple chances. Shout out Ahmad, the guy has to have our right wing spot unlocked
Hey.
this season. Anthony can hold bench or go and play in Saudi Arabia for all I care. Um, and yeah, Marcus Rashford, missed two very big chances. And look, penalty shootouts, it's just a coin toss. I don't know what Johnny Evans was thinking though. Trying to Panenka with power and then having that happen, and you're a
Yeah.
37-year-old Irish centre back. Just put it in the bottom corner and walk away. But look, we can't really complain. If we won, it's a trophy, but we lost, so it's just a glorified friendly.
All
And
right.
you, X?
Are nine Man United fans allowed to have an opinion on this?
Nah,
'Cause
nah,
No,
X went
no,
and
nah,
said,
no.
nah. We're not
"Oh,
interested in
fuck
your
it, I'll fuck it, I'll do it anyway." It was a preseason game. I like to its full extent. It was a preseason game, and you could see that the players I wouldn't say not match fit. But the Man City players, um, I don't know, the trip that they took to America worked for them. Man United, I think you guys are gonna have a long season ahead, eh? There's certain areas that you need to address. Um, and I won't go on a rant about how pathetic you were and whatnot, but there's a lot that needs to be addressed. That whole thing of putting Martinez on the wing, it didn't work. I get it was a
Mhm.
stopgap because there's a new guy coming and Don't do it again. Evans, his legs are going to show sooner rather than later. And on once you go penalties, it's as Trushel went and said, it's just luck of the draw and whoever prepared for it. I think let's address two things. One, Rashford will not up his game. I think he's reached his ceiling.
100%.
And whoever doesn't see that is either Stevie Wonder or they are busy on Rashford's thing.
Yes.
The second issue, I've got a theory that I'd like to bookmark. I think Ruud is going to be the next manager
Yes.
for Man United.
Yes. I 100% agree with you.
And you're not being
100%
rude.
agree with you.
And you're not being rude, Sihle.
That's that's why I said let's put a pin on it. Because I do. He looked more than I think the cameras, the way that the English media love a bit of drama. They were panning on him more times than they did on Eric.
What's up, gents?
I don't know. Hey, Quizo. Two items I'd like you to address before we even ask you how you're doing. One, is there any chance of Rashford upping his game, or has he reached his ceiling at United? Two, what are your views on Ruud becoming the next manager mid-season? Because I see Ten Hag not surviving this season. I see 6 months in, actually not even 6 months in, that will be too far. I see 3 months in, we're going to be talking of a stand-in manager. And that will be Ruud. Not in a rude term, but like Van Nistelrooy.
Yeah, we get you. I think Crizo is also busy trying to connect, but
I'm losing you now.
Me? Yeah, but I've been saying, like Trishul and I have been crying for the longest time about Rashford. It's high time that we're not even cutting our losses. But he's an academy player. He's someone with a big brand. I'm wishing PSG, hits him up because the league is struggling. I mean, they really are struggling.
Is it me or is it X?
Because I think both of you are having some connection issues. I can hear X when you talk. Yeah, I can hear X when you talk.
Yeah,
okay.
That's the aim, right?
I'll come back in a bit.
Yeah. So anyway, Jets, I just feel like, the season will be a long season. But anyway, I think we should just now start going through the tier maker, because we're going to end up finishing at 11 p.m. if we actually continue talking about Man United. Yeah. So let me share my screen, gentlemen. Please advise if you can see it.
Okay, I'm back. Can you guys hear me? Loud, clear, and obnoxious. Okay, cool.
You can see my screen, nah?
Yeah.
We can see your screen.
Instead of, Sihle N was very lazy. He didn't want to, type in the headings here. So I decided to do so. So we have GOAT. So of course we'll select the GOAT at the end, or should I just remove it
After all my effort, I'm being told I'm lazy. It's okay. You're like a typical black manager. It's okay. I see you.
All right. Let me select the first player, and then let's go for Pep, guys. Pep Guardiola. Where would you put Pep Guardiola? I think Sihle N can speak on Pep because he's been alive.
Nah, he wasn't the greatest of all time. It was a great player, and it ends there. There's nothing to speak of him in any. Wow, he lit the world on fire. I think everyone kind of figured out that at some point he might make a great manager because of his positional play, but nah, he didn't set the world on fire. I'm sorry. And to all the Pep fans, he was just it was an average player.
All right.
I don't like that we go from excellent to great to decent.
All right.
I
Yeah,
feel
it's
like
the same
great should
thing.
maybe just be good, and decent
Good.
should be bang average. Or
Okay,
great can
fine.
be decent, and
Let's
decent
do
can be
this.
bang average.
Okay, let's go decent, Shiva. You know, I got
That-
you, mate.
Thank you,
I got
Shivar. It's like these new things they're doing at primary schools now, where there's never a bad
Yeah.
student, but like we must just call it out.
you. All right, is this fine?
Not bad, not bad. It's not bang
bad.
average.
I don't think anyone on this list is bad.
Yeah, average. Okay,
Nah, bang average. Bang average is important.
Bang average.
Yeah.
bang. Okay,
Yes.
bang.
It adds emotion.
All right. Wait. So I don't know who else wants to speak on Pep, because I won't lie. I never saw Pep in his prime.
Look,
Nah,
I
I wouldn't say I saw him in his prime. I saw him later on in his career, but like for me, he wasn't a wow. He was. I think the blueprint of his style of play was present, but it wasn't recognized at the time. So this is where we say he was ahead of his time. But I wouldn't say he was
Yeah.
like, wow, look at it. No, he wasn't. If yeah, decent. Decent is fine for me.
All right,
Sorry, Shiva.
Shiva.
I caught a little bit of it, and look, when you're that young, like a defensive midfielder doesn't excite you, so
100%.
can't really say anything. But I've heard Pep talk about himself, and yeah, he doesn't rate himself as a player.
And
So
Pep wasn't good.
I think
Yeah, and
decent
another
is
thing is this,
where
guys, that era had dogs, man. They were monsters in
Yeah.
this era. You know. Yeah, so I think we'll just leave him on decent. Guys, please like, comment, share, subscribe. I do see y'all watching. Please, 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 please. We're gonna
Do that.
remind
Do
you
that. Do that.
every time after we comment on the player, we're gonna remind you guys.
Yo,
Away.
it's gonna be a long day. Quick
Ah,
one. Why
yeah.
am I not seeing Dunga here?
I can add him. Let's
Unless
do
I'm
this.
wrong, guys. Dunga should be here because
Yeah, it's Dunga. I think even who's this guy? Verratti as well as Carrick. Those are the three players that I initially
nah,
had.
Carrick is not needed here, so it's fine.
He
I'm
is.
speaking on Dunga.
He is needed, man. But anyway, guys,
Okay.
Dorossi.
I would put Roxy at excellent.
Agreed.
Agreed.
And you see, X. You said the word dog. This man was a dog, bro. And he was a dog in the era of Italian defenders, you know, behind him solidifying the midfield. So yeah, I really respect De Rossi. Technically may have not have been the greatest, but back in the day we didn't need our CDMs to be like Rodri to ping passes across the whole field. We need them to be hard and to destroy the cams of the day, you know. So
Yeah.
I think Trishel's right there with excellent, bro.
Yeah. And then
I'd take him
Shiva?
now at Liverpool. I'd take him right now at Liverpool. I think
Really?
maybe not
Yeah.
now.
You haven't made him
Maybe
his
not
Right
now,
now,
but
yeah,
you
he's a
take
bit old.
everything.
last season, I would have taken a player like him at Liverpool. Someone who's just, a safe pair of hands more than anything else, and
Yeah.
he'll die for the badge. I agree with excellent. I think taking over the captaincy from Totti was like the easiest decision that Roma could have made, and
Yeah.
he really is the Prince of Rome.
It really is,
That-
bro. It really
That
is.
speaks a lot, the captaincy thing. Thanks, Shiva. I actually forgot about that. Taking over
Yeah.
an armband is no
And as
joke.
well-
I remember last time we were talking about Gary Neville taking it from Roy Keane. It's no joke, guys. That
Yeah.
shit's heavy. You know, the badge is heavy, the fucking armband's heavy. So respect to him, bro.
Yeah, and another thing as well, wasn't he the youngest in the 2006 World Cup? And he
think
used
so,
to
yes.
start in that squad, bro.
Yeah.
That's another thing that also shows you how good Dorossi was, because he used to start in that star-studded Italian team.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So, yeah, this is just a comment from the city saying, I think Pep at bang average is cool. Dorossi was
Yeah,
it.
man. At the end, I hope we can drop people and move people up because I drop Pep, guys.
Yeah.
Personally.
To what?
Let's
To bang
see
average.
where everything else falls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out to Sadie.
Okay. Matuidi. Blaise Matuidi.
Decent.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Nah,
It's
Guys,
tough,
nah.
guys.
nah.
It's
Matuidi
not.
Matuidi
I think
was
looking
the
at
messenger pigeon for Juventus and France. He
Yeah,
wasn't excellent, but he wasn't bang average.
but he also is the reason that Paul Pogba has a career.
nah. I think wait in the French national side or at Juve.
Both.
I think French was more Kante
That's
than
not even gonna be
than
his
It
worst
was
take
both of them.
tonight.
It was both of them. He had Kante and Matuidi.
Yeah, because they were both
Ah.
runners. They
Yeah.
were both
I
runners.
think let's vote on it. I have him at decent. I'd put him in the same
I
tier
would
as
have decent.
decent. You can't put him in the same tier as De Rossi. Come on.
Okay, on
Yeah.
that I agree with you. You can't put him in
Yeah.
the same tier as De Rossi. It just
Agreed.
feels harsh, but this is where we at.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let's go with a with a heavy hitter. Makelele.
Legendary.
Yeah, I would
think-
think legendary.
This man had to run for players like N'Golo Kante to walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, and back then there wasn't social media to praise all his work rate, and there wasn't like stats like they are now to show how much ground he covered and stuff like that. But for me personally, I would put him at legendary, and I don't fuck with Chelsea like that. But I saw what that man used to do on the field, yo. Personally.
All right. Anyone dispute that? CTN?
So oh yeah, hold on, guys, hold on. I lost you there because I don't know what is going on. My seems to have
Okay.
moved to X's neighborhood. Who are we talking?
Makelele, bro. Claude.
Yeah, I think legendary is as far as he can go. Putting him in GOAT. Oh fuck, he was an invisible wall at some point. Fuck. Okay, that's me being biased. Let's leave him at legendary.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I
we can put
would-
him at
I would-
GOAT. I don't think we can
No,
put him
we
at
can't.
GOAT because he was quite limited in his
Yeah.
technical ability. But
But what's the
I
ask
think
though for the role?
legendary is there we go. Zidane is the player he is because of Cloud.
Yeah.
I mean
Yeah,
guys, it's called the Makelele role. That means at
I
minimum he's
know.
legendary.
That's why I'm
right?
conflicted in that the whole role is named after this guy. Hold on,
Yeah.
guys. What's the ask for a defensive midfielder? He's like that invisible wall that everyone forgets about. But
Yeah.
when you're defending, he starts the defense before you even hit the defenders. No, guys.
Well, okay, what the ask is, it's everything you just said, plus being able to pivot, plus also being the first attacker. So
I think
there's
the whole pivoting
players
thing
here.
came.
No,
the
no,
pivoting
no,
thing
I
came through
disagree.
now.
I disagree. The pivoting thing was always there in football. You never really had a defensive midfielder until the early 2000s.
Mhm.
And now it's kind of going back to a single pivot instead of a double pivot.
Nah.
So
Okay,
look,
I'll rest my case. I won't argue, but yeah, this one has me.
It's a conversation, right? It's a conversation. I think we should put an asterisk on this and visit it later when we see who else falls where.
I put him right up there. That's my personal view.
Rochelle,
I
just speak,
honestly
bro.
haven't
Just
did.
speak. Your hand's gonna get tired, bro. Just speak.
So yeah, Makelele is a legend and a legend of the game. But remember, there can only be one. And I'm looking at the rest of the names here. There are some that were better than him. And like I said, there can only be one. But legendary, remember when we're voting, even though someone is in the same bracket, we can still put them first, second, or even last on that bracket. So for me, he would be legendary, and he might as well be the first, the second in legendary. But I mean, look, you can't deny the guy had the role named after him. He was literally that position.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see who's gonna end up in that tier, that legendary tier. I think that's gonna give us a better description. So let's go with what Mr. VAR had mentioned earlier on, in that let's see where chips fall.
All right, cool. Roy Keane.
Fuck.
I'll let Shivara and Sishle go first before Melly and
Yeah.
I take it away.
What you
I'll go
got,
first.
Shivara?
I mean,
He was.
look,
Hold on.
look.
He was a
Okay.
piece of shit. But
Yes,
he's a piece of shit that I wouldn't mind in my team.
yes.
In that, for the badge, he kicks everything.
No, Sitle, no. He's just doing his job. That's his
His job
job.
wasn't to kick people.
That's his job.
Who's
That's
that
all.
Arsenal? Who's that
His
Arsenal
job.
lanky player? I forgot his name now.
Patrick.
Yeah, him and Patrick. Him and Patrick had a
Yeah.
beautiful relationship. Excellent.
Okay.
Look, I remember.
Yo, how you said it, Brad? Excellent.
I remember the back end of Keane's career, when Gerrard and Lampard were breaking through, and this guy just could not keep up with them. I don't know if that was just because it was toward the end of his career, and these were obviously youngsters coming through, but they were not like, it's not like a 10-year age gap. Probably like a 6-year age gap.
Yeah.
But it's not the measurables that you look at when you look at a defensive midfielder. You have to look at the things that you can't measure. And we spoke about the armband earlier. And
Yeah.
that means a lot. That counts for a lot. At
And
the
yeah,
end of the day, you need someone to get your team over the line and to keep everyone in line. And
Yeah.
I think was probably the best I've seen at that. So I would actually bump him up to legendary.
Oh shit!
Shiva.
Shit!
I would go that far.
Shiva.
I would go that. It means a lot, guys. Like the immeasurables when you come to
Hey.
midfielders, it means like you can measure strikers by their goals, but
Yeah.
you can't measure a defensive midfielder by, well, any type of metric, right? You measure a defensive midfielder by how good their team is with them and how good their team is without them. Although they did win a Champions League final without him, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. Right. No, right. Finish.
So in essence,
Okay.
that's the end of his time.
Okay, but this guy was actually a footballer as well, right?
Yeah, he
Yes,
could ball, guys. Roy Keane
exactly.
could actually ball.
Exactly.
Mm.
He had the technical ability that a lot of other CDMs, particularly in his time, lacked, and we still consider them as greats of the game. When talking about Roy Keane, like, I know I wasn't born yet, but people talk about that semi-final performance against Juventus as probably one of the greatest performances they've ever seen. And
Yeah.
because he knew he got the yellow card that would suspend him for the final, he was like a man possessed. He scored the goal as well, and people talk about that performance as genuinely one of the greatest footballing performances they've ever seen. That alone counts as legendary. And then you talk about him as a captain. He's the Premier League's greatest ever captain. What hasn't this guy done and achieved? People still talk about him, as the greatest captain. I think, but he's also one of those guys that even though he was aggressive and stuff, when talking about himself, he's not going to sit there and say he was the greatest. He's not going to sit there and say that. You know what? I think the only person he'll always say that he was better than was Vieira, because that's just the rivalry that they had. But
Yeah.
there's no way I would ever put Roy Keane in anything lower than legendary. And I'll tell you guys why. For the last 11 years that United have been unsuccessful, every time we ask the question, if there was one player that United could have from the successful squads, who would it be? And guaranteed every single time, the first or second answer was always Roy Keane, because that's exactly who we needed. That's who in this generation every single team needs. You need someone like that to just take a baseball bat to someone's teeth if they're misbehaving. That's what you need. So yeah, legendary for me. I would put him second. Yeah.
Can I add on to what Trishul said? I think earlier when we were speaking about Pep, we were speaking about the fact that there's nothing that stood out about Pep. Whereas back in the day when Roy Keane was playing, there were performances. even during the league, where this guy stood out, where he won man of the matches, where he arguably was the best player on the field. And that for me is why I would also keep him up there. So I'm just adding some icing on top of what Trishul said, man. And Roy Keane could ball, guys, for an Irishman. Like, he could ball.
Yo. Yeah, no. I completely agree with you guys. I'm just surprised Shavar actually, said legendary. Like, wow. No,
I
it's
like leaders. I like leaders in the middle of the pitch. I like players who command a game.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Let's go.
Sergio Busquets.
Woo! Crizo, what you say? You quiet there.
What you saying, Crizo?
Everton. Crizo, what you
Come
say?
on.
Now, cool guys. Let's move on to the next guy, to Busquets. I'm gonna put him in legendary, gents. I'm gonna refrain and keep my comments on Roy Keane. I think I agree with most of the panel. Roy Keane was an exceptionally good leader for our team. Standout performances, as you rightfully said, Trishul, was that Juventus game, allowing us to go and win that 99 treble. I think we said enough on that oak. Little bit frustrated that he cost us Haaland. But other than that, I think there's a small jibe in there. But I digress. Over to Busquets, guys. Only reason I'm not putting Busquets in the GOAT category is because of the players that are going to go into that category. I think right now, in this list, I've got 3 players in mind that's going to go in there, 2 from Barca, 1 from Madrid, and to me, that's your GOAT tier. Legendary for Busquets, with the caveat that he could potentially have been in this GOAT category. This is one of the players that, as you say, if you watch the game and you don't see Busquets, then you know Barcelona is going to win the game.
Shout out to
If you watch Busquets, you see the game. If you watch the
100%.
game, you don't see Busquets. But if you watch Busquets, you see the game.
You see the game, yeah.
Proper quote there, Shavar.
That's deep. That's deep. But yeah, I think everyone is in agreement. Busquets legendary, and I think the run that he had.
No,
I wanna asterisk that, right?
Same.
Because we spoke about the pivot earlier, and is Busquets not the pivot? Like the pivot.
One
Hey,
man.
Busquets.
One vision.
Busquets is phenomenal.
one man, one
But you know I rate this guy high, bro. Like, I rate this guy high.
Shiva,
Also took the armband.
Yo,
I think Shiva, we're going to have this argument as to when did footballers start recognizing that whole pivot, and I think he came in at the right time where it was like now starting to be a thing. In the Dunga era, in the Makelele era, the ask was that a CDM protects the defense. So
Except
whoever passes the CDM, then the Terrys and know that they are in trouble unless the ball is woofed over on top, like how Man United play now. But it wasn't one of those where.
Sorry about that, Ciclane. Yeah,
You say
my
stop.
bad. Yes, if you don't mind. I made a big F up, but big F up. I've reviewed this list. We are actually looking at CDMs. Busquets goes to GOAT. That's it,
Yes.
guys.
Yes. That this is the greatest CDM of all time. The only better
Sorry,
painter
Ciclane.
of a ball is Iniesta. Busquets had technical ability. He could pass his way out of any situation. He had defensive ability, and he
was press resistant, if you're being honest.
exactly. He has every single attribute to be a CDM, and he takes it all to the next level. The
But
greatest.
Tuchel, don't you think you are
CDM of
looking
all
at it
time.
from an attack perspective? Because I'm looking at Makelele and Makelele, what he offered the French team, the Chelsea team, where he protected everyone. So if we're going to argue that, just because Busquets was playing in that whole pivot role and he was press resistant and let's look at his defensive abilities. They weren't that great.
nah. But the thing is that you can also be. Another thing is that you
And
can
remember
also,
the role. And remember, hold on. The name of the role is it's a defensive midfielder.
Yeah, but another thing is,
Busquets, brilliant as he is.
yeah,
So I'm gonna ask, if we go back, move Busquets to GOAT and
Yes,
move Makelele, and then we can argue about it.
Yeah, because
So
another
Okay.
thing
I would put Busquets
can
into
agree with
goal
that.
because he did enough defensively to allow Xavi and Iniesta to not have to worry so much about being defensive, and that's the
Who was a better
greatest
defender? Who was a
midfield of
better
all time.
defender, Makalele or Busquets?
I say Busquets.
Makelele defensively,
You know why?
passing
Also,
technical ability, I would go Busquets. And then also, if you want to say, okay, they're on the same level, then we can add trophies. Busquets won 2 Euros in a World Cup in a row. He won the treble twice, I think. Was it
Makalele
twice?
came through. Makalele came through at a time where Chelsea was being rebuilt to be a world dominant team,
And they
and
didn't
they
dominate
were.
the world. They won 2 league titles. They didn't dominate the world. Busquets dominated
is in the
He
UK.
came back to Barcelona and then dominated all of Europe.
yeah.
Hey,
But
what were you gonna say, bro?
Yeah, I was
no,
gonna
let's
say.
listen to what
Yeah,
Shiva had to say.
sorry.
I
I
think
was gonna say, isn't also being able to, because Busquets' strength is interceptions. He's not a person who goes in for a tackle like a Makelele, but he's good at reading where the ball is gonna go. And on top of that, holding on to possession. If you keep the ball, you don't concede, and that's what Busquets was good at, keeping the ball.
That's very true. Which
Yeah.
goes back to what I was asking in that defensive abilities. We go man to man. Who do you have in your team? Are you taking Busquets or are you taking Makalele?
I'm taking Busquets, bro.
I'm
Personally.
taking
I'm also
Busquets.
taking Busquets.
I'm also taking
I'm
Fucking
Busquets.
also
hell.
taking Busquets.
I don't know
Fucking
which
hell.
defender
Yes,
said this,
sis.
guys. I don't know if you guys have heard this. That I forgot which defender, and it's I'm annoyed by it. But some defender said, if I have to make a tackle, I've already lost the battle because
It was
Yeah,
Paolo
I
I heard that.
position
Maldini.
myself.
Maldini. It was Maldini.
It was a guy
spoke
who
about
people
this
didn't
last
think
week,
was the
Melly.
GOAT.
Sorry.
We spoke about this last week, Melly. It was
Yeah,
Melly.
my bad. I'm just saying that like Busquets is his IQ, his positioning, and his knowledge
Mhm.
of the whole
Right.
pitch and everyone on the pitch was so good that man for man, sometimes he doesn't have to go in for that hard tackle. His presence
Yeah.
behind the cam, his presence on another midfielder would deter the other players from even passing to that guy because Busquets was there. So
Mhm.
that's why I think what Sita is trying to speak about is physicality that is required to be a CDM. Therefore, Claude Makelele ticked all those boxes. But I think IQ wise, bro, I think Busquets was just beyond his time, man.
So I
Mhm.
disagree with yourselves, Trishul, Shiva, and Millie. And the reason
Yeah.
I'm disagreeing with you guys is if you look at United, if you put the Busquets in the United team that we have right now, he would not be as efficient as what McLeod would be for United. Busquets is a system player. He did well because he came through La Masia. He played in the Barcelona system. That is why he became one of the greatest CDMs in the world. Makelele's went from Chelsea. He's gone and replicated that at France. He's gone and replicated that at Real Madrid as well. People that came out under his tutelage, the likes of Essien, who's on this list as well, has gone
They
and had
mirrored the
great
game. They
careers.
mirrored the game on
Correct.
him.
I don't think he's a system
100%.
player.
And
Guys,
also
I
don't
think
think
he's
so.
got a
stop,
style of
certainly,
play.
stop.
Busquets,
No,
100%.
He's
stop,
got a
stop,
style
stop,
of play. He's not a
stop.
system
This,
player. He's got a style
Millie,
of
Millie,
play.
hold on,
Just-
hold on. I hate this thing about system players. I absolutely hate it, especially when it comes to defensive midfielders, because if it was not for Busquets, would the system have even worked?
Exactly.
No, but
Busquets
guys,
won
can I
the
say my
system.
point? Just you're right, Shiva. You're completely right. I also don't like the system thing, guys. But I'm just saying, I think it's his style of play. I mean, when your Iniesta's left, your Xavi's left, Busquets was still playing, dog, and he was still one of the best players on the field. Even though the
Mhm.
systems were changing, new coaches were coming, trying new things, Busquets was still there. To a point where
Have-
Busquets used to play with Pedri and Gavi in front of him because they needed him on the field. I don't think it was a system thing. It was a style of play. Chris,
And
Millie,
it's so
I'll ask
one-
the question again. Busquets at the current United team or Makelele? You're a
Oh, but
United
guys,
supporter.
Okay.
So
Let
I
me
need to
answer
ask
that.
you.
Krizon.
Guys,
Let me answer that.
This
Let me
current
answer that.
United team needs Busquets, Makelele, Keane, De Rossi, fucking, I don't know,
Moses,
like
Jesus of
Moses,
Nazareth,
like,
Noah who built the
like
ark,
a unicorn,
Mary
fucking two
Magdalene.
gummy
Guys,
bears. fucking-
Wait, let
Oompa
me answer.
Loompas.
Let me answer Krizon's question, please. Let me have it. Let me have it.
Sure, Trishul.
So Krizo, right? You say that who would you take at United? So Makelele was a ball-winning CDM. Now the thing is, like Makelele would be very aggressive in trying to win the ball. We have a CDM that's very aggressive in trying to win the ball, and he is washed. With Busquets, we have someone who can control our midfield, drop deep, pick the ball up. Look, he wasn't excellent at carrying the ball forward. He could distribute it to someone who was better than him at doing that. And that's why I would rather have him at United, prime Busquets over prime Makelele. And but also look, you like we said, you can't even say prime Busquets or prime Makelele for United because you can't really put any of these guys in United and expect it to just work because United are shit.
Can we
So-
agree to disagree that we're going to move Makelele to GOAT and then we'll argue it at the end?
There can only
Sure.
be one goat.
Yeah, for me, I'm going Busquets. I would
But we're
vote
going
that now.
through we're going through chopping the goats right now to see
Okay,
who's the real goat.
Let's do this, right? Let's put Busquets at legendary, but put him at the top of legendary next to Makelele, and then
Okay.
we will decide at the end who we move up to goat.
All
Okay.
right.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's
It's-
fine. That's fine. Okay,
It's
guys,
not
let's
all the
move.
bang average players. Take all these
Bang
bang
average.
average players. And
Yeah.
put them there.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
McTominay.
put McTominay, put Jordan
What is he
Henderson,
doing on this list
put
anyway?
Souček,
Excuse me.
Axel Witsel,
You leave Jordan
put
Henderson where
Thomas
he is.
Partey. Yeah. Jordan
Okay,
Henderson is the most bang average, besides Scott McTominay, he's the most
Who is
bang
that?
average
So
on the
is that
entire list.
Souček?
Yeah, so check. Yeah.
Bang
Okay,
average.
Souček. Yep. Gattuso,
Ndidi.
please. Bang average.
Indeed.
Yeah.
What?
Gattuso
Wait,
was average, bro.
Ndidi,
Wait.
bang average.
Wait,
I was
wait,
gonna
wait.
put Gattuso at high, decent, or low, excellent.
Yeah, no. Gattuso
no.
doesn't
Okay.
belong there.
No. Gattuso
Pretty
is bang
decent.
average.
I would
He
put
is
decent.
bang average.
I agree.
Nah,
he,
come
he wasn't
on.
the greatest.
He did one thing. Okay, he did two things. He literally only ever did two things his entire career. He
And it
won the
worked.
ball and he gave it to Pirlo. That's all. I could do that.
No, you can't.
And
That's what
I've watched
Busquets
his
did.
highlights, guys, and he was
That's the
average.
same thing Busquets did though.
Busquets was a playmaker.
No,
Busquets was a pivot. Busquets
Put-
showed
put-
to receive a pass,
Put
This guy
Gattuso
just ran
in
around the
decent, guys.
pitch.
Come on.
kicked people, and when he got the ball, he passed it to Pirlo, which
Let's
doesn't
go.
even take that much skill because Pirlo's always in the right position.
Okay,
anyway.
I vote decent for Gattuso.
Yeah,
Same
I
here.
think Vincent as well.
I,
Maybe.
I've never been impressed by him. I think he's
I'm
bang
sorry,
average.
I'm with
Are you
Scott.
saying he's
I'm
on the
with
same level
Scott.
as Scott
Bang
McTominay?
average.
That's
I
what
think
he
Scott
said.
McTominay is a
basically.
better footballer than Gattuso.
Wow, that's personal.
Technically,
That is
technically,
personal.
I agree. Technically,
Blasphemy.
Scott can score. Scott
Blasphemy.
can bang passes.
Blasphemy.
Scott McTominay can receive a ball and
From where?
move it
Turn.
forward. Gattuso
From where?
could
Yeah.
only
No.
move the ball forward if it was
No,
Pirlo
no,
that he was
no.
moving
No,
it.
no,
to.
no, 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 no,
No,
no. You
You
just
had
said
it
Scott
and then you
Guys,
lost
McTominay
it.
can
I'll vote
receive
it
the
as
ball.
fine. He's decent.
Spec-
Let's move on.
McTominay
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
receive
move on,
the
move
ball.
on. He's decent. Move on. He's decent. Let's
All right.
move on.
I don't know who homie is here. Hey, he's too dark.
Is
but
that
I
not
can't see
Matuidi?
this
Damn,
guy
I
here.
can't believe you
Is
just
that
said
not Danilo Pereira? That's Danilo
I think
Pereira.
it's
Right.
Danilo Pereira.
Yeah, put him in bang
Okay.
average as well.
Bang
I
average.
can't
And
believe
then
you
this
said
guy.
that eggs.
What did I say? I don't know what you're talking
You
about.
said
man.
he's too black. You can't see him, nigga. You
Ah,
put
That
I
is
that
too
picture.
dark.
X,
Says
is
the
that
guy
Leon
whose
Goretzka
camera's
that
off.
said?
Yeah.
I don't know who
Who's
this is.
That's that short guy, man. He played for Chile.
It's not Vidal.
Not Lorenzo.
No, it's not Vidal. It's not Vidal. He played for Chile. He played in a back three as well.
You're talking about the one that played for Cardiff?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's not him.
Is that not him?
No, it's not him. I know who
Who
you're
am
I
talking about.
thinking
What
of?
is his name?
Vargas.
Yeah, I think
No,
that's
Vargas-
Vargas.
Vargas
But
was the
it's not
fullback,
the guy that
wasn't he?
played for Cardiff.
So
Oh,
who's
shit,
the guy
no,
that played
wrong,
for Cardiff?
I forgot
Vargas
his
is
name.
an
But that's not
attacker, my
him.
bad.
Okay,
Okay,
guys.
we'll
put
put
it
him
in
in
When
bang
you pick
average,
this
right?
picture,
Yeah,
what
put
would
him
it
in
say?
bang
None of us
average.
know him. He's in bang average.
All right. Okay, fine. And then
Witzel and Partey. Witzel and Partey in bang
Yeah,
average as well.
Witzel.
Ah,
Partey's
come
a bit
on. Partey's
harsh.
decent, though.
Uh-uh.
Decent, yeah, decent.
Partey decent. Partey
Nah.
decent. Guys, at
Matuidi
Atletico,
tears
this
him.
guy was decent.
Even at
Okay, yeah.
Arsenal. Even at
Even
Arsenal.
at Arsenal.
But Witzel, put Witzel in. I don't know who that is next to Witzel. Is that Luis
Oh, that's
Gustavo?
the Brazilian guy. Remember him?
That's Luis
Luis
Gustavo. Yeah,
Gustavo.
he's decent.
Yeah.
He was decent at Bayern. He was actually decent at Bayern, but he fell off badly after leaving Bayern.
There's a reason Brazil caught 7 when he was on the pitch.
Ooh, they just
Ooh.
bypassed him.
Ooh.
He
Drop-
can drop
drop
him into
him-
bang average.
Drop
and
him
move on.
down. Witzel, I think it's fine at decent.
All right.
Yeah,
And
okay.
then who else? I don't know the old guys. Okay, this is Deschamps. How was Deschamps, guys? Youngest captain to lift the Champions League. I think he was like 22, 23.
Nah, I think
Have him-
the hype with this Oak is just what he's won as a coach, winning as the captain of France, and I think that's carried his legacy. In terms of even being a first choice, I think this has a lot to do. If you look at our South African cricket team, it's a Graham Smith. Graham Smith appointee, so he's just in there because he was favoured by the French Football Association and so forth. I
Put
really
him
don't
at
like him that
excellent
hype.
and leave him there.
I don't know. I haven't seen.
Yeah,
Oh
me
my
too.
God.
I won't now. Deschamps, I didn't even pay
Let's just
attention.
leave him in
Deschamps was
decent
whack,
next to Pep.
guys. Chris,
Let's just
you're
leave him
right.
in decent
That guy
next
was
to Pep.
whack, bro, as a player.
Yeah, you can move Matic up to decent.
It's a bit
I would
harsh.
know. I would put.
Guys, you want to
Yeah.
put Matic next to excellent?
Yes,
when
I would put
Matic-
Matic in excellent. The guy was ridiculously good at Chelsea, and his first 2 seasons at United, he was also pretty damn good. He was
Yeah.
amazing
Chris,
at Chelsea.
please state
Yeah,
your case. Why would you put him at? Why would you put him at decent, bro?
Probably because
I'm with yourself, bro. I would also put him at excellent.
Yeah.
Probably because, as Tushal just said, when he came to United, he literally had 2 years on his 2 years legs. He wasn't as efficient as he was when he was at Chelsea in my regard, in that regard. And for what we paid for him, I don't think he's one of those players that lived up to being a club legend in the United space.
So it's personal.
But let's,
So it's
but
personal.
let's
It
be
is
honest.
personal.
Yeah,
guys.
it sounds
It is personal.
Honest. Every
Yeah.
every player that came through at United who was deemed dope previously, the
Mhm.
stocks just
No,
went
but
down.
I think we've had this conversation around Man United that Man United that
Yeah.
doesn't elevate players. Like in the last 10 years, give me a player that has come in at Man United at this tier and moved up his game. It
Bruno
hasn't happened in the
Fernandes.
last 10
Bruno.
years.
Yeah, it's only
Bruno
Bruno.
Fernandes. It's
Yeah.
only
Yeah,
Bruno.
but
And like
it's fine. Let me not
maybe
argue that.
Gallo, but like that doesn't count. He was a teenager when we bought him.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Why is Seedorf
Alright,
not
next-
here? Why is
next.
Darren Seedorf not on this list?
Because he's not a
Hey,
defensive midfielder.
Yeah,
He's
But
He
yeah,
not.
should be a
box to
central
box, okay.
midfielder.
He's a
So,
yeah.
CM.
So
Shabar-
will be in cinemas.
So,
And then
Shavar, one
Petit-
bias on.
Even Petit, right? I also think
Yeah.
Petit is a bit box to box. But
Yeah.
anyway, sorry, Chris.
He was also a left back.
Yeah, one bias on this list is Javier Mascherano when he was playing at Liverpool as a CDM. I'm not sure why he's not on this list.
Oh my
Where
god!
is
God.
he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mascherano. Let me
excellent.
add him.
I think
Mascherano was
because-
excellent.
because there's
So you
an
don't
argument,
add
right?
Mascherano.
Because I would argue he's legend. Nah, excellent.
Ah, but
I
Mascherano
think
was
it's excellent. I think excellent.
Offside,
Yeah,
offside,
excellent.
offside, comrade.
No, I look, that guy was a baller, man. But
He was a
when
baller.
he went to Barcelona and they put him, well, he was competing for a spot with Busquets. He lost that battle. But man, that guy was a
But he was
baller.
so good defensively that he was 5'2" and was a top class centre back.
He was an amazing centre back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here's
don't discriminate on
Mascherano.
height, my guy. You've got the
Excellent,
butcher.
excellent.
How tall is he?
Nah, he's like 5'6" or 5'7". He's not
Yeah.
much.
Mm.
Not much.
And you guys bought him from West Ham. Hey, West
And
Ham.
we bought him from West Ham. Well, we
Yeah.
didn't buy him from West Ham. We bought him from there was some parent company that owned his
The
image
people that
rights.
owned his rights, yeah.
We
Same thing
bought
with
him
Seven.
from that company, and then a portion was also owned by his agent. But he was playing for West Ham at the time.
Oh.
Jeez,
X.
like,
Put
Another Carlos
Alonso
Tevez.
in case at legendary, bro. I mean, at excellent. Sorry. Actually, I don't know. I want to hear what the people are
Who?
going to say.
Who?
Alonso and Case. I want to see what you guys are going to put those two.
Both of them
Alonso.
are legendary. Both of them are legendary.
Alonso was legendary.
Alonso and
He
Casemiro are
literally just
legendary.
like glides
Both of
into
them are
legendary.
legendary. Both of them
We
are
said
legendary.
Alonso and who?
Kaz.
And
Casemiro.
Casemiro. That was a test, motherfuckers.
Oh,
and
hold
you all
up, hold up.
passed.
Were you going to put Alonso in excellent?
Nah,
You
said that was a
uncultured
test, and you guys all
swine.
passed.
nah,
So now he
Nah,
says
bro.
now he says it was a test. Yeah, we believe you.
Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah, those are legendary ballers, bro.
Yeah,
Alonso was
100%.
phenomenal, man. Yo,
100%.
yeah.
That
So-
was a test. Chris, no, please talk to your boy.
Sweet Millie.
Yeah.
Who we got next?
Can we put
Move-
Frankie de Jong
move.
in decent?
Oh,
Yes.
excellent, rather.
Yeah.
Nah,
I would no,
Guys.
he's decent.
guys, what is it? Yeah, I concur with Threshold there. The only reason he's considered the player that is that he's a IX prospect. He went for a lot of money playing under Ten Hag. I think he took his team to the semi-finals. That's
Yeah.
about his best achievement to date. Underperformed for the Netherlands whenever he plays for them. Doesn't really
Yeah.
carry that team. So decent, gents. Needs to.
Yeah.
He's possibly is. He can control a game. He can pick a ball up from the back and he can move it forward. But is he a proper CDM?
He's a future Man
I
United
don't think he
player,
even
by the
knows
way.
what position he is.
I
don't
think
even
I
think
think he could be.
Another
He could
Pogba.
be. No, I think he could be a proper CDM, but I also think he doesn't stay fit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Enough
And he's
In
also
general.
like,
throughout the 9
Barcelona
months of
don't
the season.
really know what they're doing. So yeah,
Okay, I think let's do it this way, X. Let's go with the old school, and then we'll hit all of these young boys up next. So we've got
Yeah, these-
Rijkaard in here. Is that right?
Yeah.
That
these
is
guys
right,
who are
right.
still playing, like, can we just, like, I don't know, remove them, because I think it's a little bit
No.
unfair.
We can put them in because not a lot of them are like still playing at their best. I think that's the point that we were trying to
All right,
to
okay.
make.
All right. So Rijkaard.
I've heard a
Excellent.
lot about, but I've seen nothing, so I don't know.
I
Yeah.
think excellent. I've also heard a lot, but he's excellent. I heard he has an excellent CDM, nothing legendary. But yeah,
Yeah, it was Hulet who had a legendary career.
yeah.
Let's go with Dunga there, Mr.
Dunga.
Sitlen.
Thank you. So
Love him.
literally sits right up top. I have him right at the top there, next to, in between GOAT and Legendary.
So you're putting
guy
him in the
was-
Kante Busquets, the Makelele Busquets conversation.
Yeah, I'll have him there. This was he was a combination of, you know, the leadership style that Keane has, where literally if you are on his team and he is the captain, he will grab you by literally your washing to like, yo, you are gonna mark there, you are going to be there. And he also had positional awareness of where his defenders are and where he needs to be. Brazil could go right ahead and have an outlay of attackers, because they knew once they've got this man in the middle, they've got Cafu on the one side, they've got what's his name, Carlos on the other side. Yeah, and then they've got the 4 and 5 that they sorted. They know it's going to be very difficult for you to ping a ball over and try to outrun him. And if you want to dribble him in the middle, there's this guy here where positionally he could do what Busquets does, where he was honestly also press resistant. I wouldn't say he single-handedly gave Brazil 94 if they wanted 94. Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah, so-
honestly, I'll have him in that conversation.
So Baggio gave Brazil the '94 World Cup just to clear
Hey.
it
Oh,
up.
because he missed.
The man who died standing.
I just
That's
hope
standing.
there aren't any Italians watching this episode, because yeah, you're opening old wounds there.
Yep.
Who we
So
got
okay,
next?
who we got next? You said the older players, right?
Yeah.
Vieira.
Ooh,
Legendary.
that legendary,
Legendary.
it's starting
if
to
you
pack
bring-
up, eh?
Yeah, if you're putting Keane in there, then you have to put this man in there. I think this is probably the greatest rivalry that the EPL has ever seen.
Have they
bar
forgiven
none.
each other though?
I
Are they
think he's
civil?
the best defensive midfielder the Premier League has ever seen.
Agreed.
One of the best.
No, the best.
No, I agree.
I think he's the best.
I agree.
This
Yeah.
man
Yeah.
is incredible.
This
Yeah,
man made me
Vieira.
hate Arsenal. But anyway, let's go on.
Yeah, you ruined your
Um,
childhood. That's why
And
he
he-
goes there. Same with all of us. Although not
Yeah.
exactly your childhood, but like our childhood.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah,
remember,
well,
Wow.
Justin Bieber in his childhood.
yeah, and Arsenal started lifting serious trophies when they signed this guy, bro.
What
Yeah.
serious
Give you-
trophies? It's
Yeah.
the one. It's the
One invincible.
the Invincibles, and that's it.
No, but he's got
3
three.
league
He's got
titles.
three Premier League
Come on,
titles.
guys. Come on. Come
Yeah.
on. Come
Yeah.
on. Come on. They won
Move
an
on.
invincible title.
Mm,
Okay,
all
like
right.
this.
Who's that oak that you have second there? But
Yeah, it's that
Goretzka.
Martinez guy.
Martinez.
No, that's
Martinez.
Played for
And
Bayern.
Martinez was
Yeah.
boring,
That's
guys.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
doesn't have that thing. There's
No,
that
that
thing
is-
missing,
that is-
like that thing. I don't know how
That
to
I can
is
tell
explain
you.
it.
I can tell you what the thing that's missing was, because I think he was excellent. I'll tell you what the thing that's missing was. He played in the era of Busquets and Xavi Alonso. That's the
Yeah.
only thing he's done wrong.
And
And as
also,
well,
I
he's got a
think,
treble. Doesn't he have a treble
And
for
he's got-
Bayern?
I
Yeah.
think he does.
yeah,
He
he
does.
I
does.
think he does.
He does.
think
That
he
was
does. The
2013,
first one.
yeah.
Yeah.
do you have Sami Khedira on this
you
list?
guys are like only praising him, and then you're like, yeah, he's a-
Guys, go bump up Martinez to excellent.
No.
No, this guy was a
Nah,
baller.
nah.
Let's vote.
Only-
Decent.
Let's vote.
Okay.
I think, guys, if we're being
Decent.
honest, the
Decent.
T-Mobile Bayern was unstoppable at some point.
Mhm.
And to have the CDM at decent is a bit of a.
Let's vote,
Let's
man.
bump him up.
Vote.
They started playing Kimmich at CDM because of they even played Alumna at CDM a few times. And remember, Martinez was
Yeah.
also very injury prone.
Yeah, you're right.
Very, very, very.
They
Guys,
also
this guy
moved
was
him to
strong.
centre back.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
mid, guys. He wasn't great.
Yeah, I would put him at
It's
decent.
fine.
He was,
Let's
he
move
was
it.
better than
Ah,
a
let's
lot of
move on.
decent, but yeah.
We'll see each other at the end of the show. Let's move on.
And then this is Kessie.
Bang average. Bang average.
I like him. I like
I
him.
like
I also like him.
Bang
But-
But I
average.
get
But-
why Trushaw put
You
him
like
at bang
Scott
average.
Scott McTominay, so
26.
yeah.
No,
I don't
what's
like
he? 26 and he's in Saudi. Like
Yeah.
it says a lot, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Fine. And then who's this guy with the Opal jersey?
Isn't that Mateus? Lothar Mateus or something like that?
Is
This
that
guy.
Lothar Matthäus?
Yeah.
Is that
Looks
Lothar
like him.
Matthäus?
Yeah.
Looks
that
like him
is
with the Opal shirt.
Lothar,
Yes.
then that
Bayern.
then is legendary.
Okay, I think right, and I've never seen him play, but doesn't he have 2 Ballon d'Ors?
Yeah, it does.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definition
So
of
that
legendary.
says something.
Nah,
but it
just
kind of
the
okay.
Ballon d'Or was also
that's what- Nah. But guys, remember in that era that he played in, bro.
yeah, Germany was
90s.
dominant, but
Yeah, to win a Ballon d'Or as a CDM in that era says quite a lot.
Says a
I'm
lot.
trying
Does
to
he have
remember
2 or
any
does he
other
only have
CDMs
1?
later on.
Having one as a CDM still says a shitload. I would put him in legendary for sure.
Oh,
Yeah, that is Lothar Matthäus.
yeah.
That's the picture that comes up when I Google him.
yeah.
He won it in the 90s, I believe.
Yeah.
1990, he won the Ballon
Yeah.
d'Or,
That's when Germany won thingy.
the World Cup. He
World Cup.
captained to the World Cup winning captain. Look, I haven't seen him play, so
Yeah, same here.
I can't really say much.
Look,
but
I also think Bayern went through a phase of dominance during that period when he was playing for them. So that's possibly why he was also highly rated during that period. But yeah, similar to what you're saying, Shavar, we haven't really seen a lot of his footage. I think what we mostly saw would have been him at the World Cups and stuff like that.
the thing is, with the CDM, it's difficult, right? Because with an attacker, you'll see their highlights and you'll be like, damn,
Yeah,
no
you
one
can't
playing
judge a
currently can
CDM
do
on
this.
highlights.
Mm.
Yeah, with the CDM, you can't. There's no one's making great turning when receiving the ball clips.
Yeah.
You know, it's not exciting, but it's so important.
Yeah.
Okay,
true.
let's go Vidal.
Yeah,
I think
Arturo.
I think he's a box to box. I
Yeah.
don't think he should be here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
box to
also put him
box.
box to box.
Yeah, I agree with Shavar there. He is box to box, bro. Yeah. So we'll just leave him here.
The homie next to him.
No. Put him at decent
Brozovic.
because when he did play at CDM, he was pretty decent.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
He's
And then
another one of
Brozovic.
those that gave Pogba the career. Brozovic would go decent as well.
Yeah,
I like
he's
Brozovic.
okay.
I would have loved a Brozovic in United, but yeah, he was decent.
I mean, he
I mean-
also anchored that midfield with Rakitic and Modric, right? So
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's that? Oh, that second there, X.
this
After
guy.
Zambo
Essien,
and
yeah.
Guisa. That's Zambo
I
and
like this
Guisa.
guy. I like him. Although I don't
Also
think
do.
he's
Yeah.
a 6.
He's not a
Mhm.
I think
six.
he's a
Box
bit
to
more
box.
of an 8.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
he's
more of a
also
big-
like your Vidal box to box, and if needs be, then you play CDM.
Yeah,
He was decent, man. He is
Yeah.
decent. Sorry.
yeah. And then Kadira.
You see what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to dwindle that list down to an EPL list so that you can see the arguments then.
I think
Kadira went to-
Sammy is right where you have him.
Yeah, excellent.
He was very good at what he did, but he couldn't really progress the play that much. It's just, he did have Xabi Alonso next to him, so he didn't really need to. But it's not the same like with Gattuso, where that was the only thing Gattuso could do. This guy was
Yeah.
also quite a good player. Like
Guys-
I'm saying that, Meli, I'm saying that in the context of him being excellent and not legendary, not him being
Okay.
good as a footballer.
Okay.
If I may, I think he was also a victim of having the world's best players around him, so he couldn't really shine as bright as he deserved to be shining. I also think he was a phenomenal player and a CDM that did everything that you'd expect from a CDM. But when you have those big names playing next to you, a CDM isn't really good at shine. And of course, when Casemiro developed so quickly, then that was it for him at Madrid. And he went to, who did he leave Madrid for? I can't
He went
remember
to
who he left
Juve.
Madrid for.
He went to Juventus.
Yes. It was Juve. And yeah, he was pretty good there too. I would say bottom of excellent, definitely, for sure.
Yeah. Alrighty. Marco
Cool,
Verratti.
cool.
I also think he's a box to box.
Yeah. I also think he's a box to box as well, Shiva.
And I feel like when he played CDM, he wasn't much to write home about. He was small, he wasn't very mobile.
Ah,
He could
I
dribble
think-
and pass. That's what it. He could dribble and pass, and he could tackle.
Yeah.
But like, he was so small.
No, he was a really good tackler, but there's more to the position than being able to tackle.
Mhm.
all right. Karakara.
Let's let Shavara and Sishle go first.
Yeah, everybody who's
Yeah.
not a United fan, please comment
Yeah.
on Carrick. We just want to see something. We want to see
Yeah.
something.
I'm
I think
giving
he
you a
had
clue.
2 seasons. He had 2 seasons.
I was
where
gonna go
would put
one.
him at excellent, but the rest of the time, I feel like he was made better by having Paul Scholes next to him. I feel like he could pick the pass, but he never knew when to play it. So he needed
Ah.
someone next to him to tell him when to play it.
That one I
Aside from
disagree
those
with,
2
Tom.
seasons.
Yeah.
Aside from those 2 seasons. Those 2
Okay.
seasons, like I'm giving you those 2 seasons in excellent. But your career is not 2 seasons. The rest of the time, I was always like, this guy is just not on the level, but he's a good player, but he's not world class. Aside
Yeah,
from
I
2
think-
seasons. 2 seasons, I can
Even-
say
even
100% world class.
Even excellent is, but looking at the company that he's going to keep at excellent, yeah, just drop him there and leave him there.
Yeah.
What?
I
I'm
thought
definitely
you were
put
gonna
him
say
in
the
the bottom
opposite.
of-
Yeah,
I-
I
I
was going to
just-
say because of the company, he
Dude.
must go lower.
Yes, dude, you can't
No,
put Carrick.
no.
You can't put Carrick in the same place as Mascherano, Khedira,
Bottom
and
of
Rossi.
excellent. Bottom of excellent.
No.
He is at
I
the
would
end
put
of.
him bottom of excellent.
Oh, this guy couldn't run, and he didn't have like Busquets level positioning.
He was probably
He
one of the
needed
best
someone next
passes
to
I've
him.
ever seen in my life.
Yes, he
genuinely
was, but he needed someone next to him. He couldn't single pivot like Busquets could. He couldn't single pivot like Khedira could. Couldn't single pivot like Mascherano could. He needed
He
to
was
be in a
better than
double.
everyone in decent for me, though. Every single one of them. Every single one.
Okay, yeah, I
That
can give you
last
that.
season that we won the league,
can give you
Ferguson's
that.
last season, besides Van Persie and Hernandez, he was our best player.
No,
Yeah,
but I
for
mean,
sure.
yes, but that's one of those 2 seasons. It was that season and the season that you won the league before that.
What about the Champions League season, though?
Mm.
Because Carrick was there.
He was there, yes. Carrick
Remember,
was there. Like
Scholes was
how-
getting older. Carrick
Yeah,
wasn't
Jana
just a
Narisa was
Keane
there
replacement.
when we won the
He
Champions
was
League.
our
He even got
Keane
an
and
assist in the
Scholes
final.
replacement, and he did a very good job. And yeah, I would put him at the bottom of excellent.
Crizo, what are we saying?
Yeah, Krizo,
Crizo,
this
what
is
are we
your team.
saying?
Okay, so guys, I go back to the fact that we're looking at CDMs. If, as Shavar saying, the case was that he worked well in a double pivot, but that's what having the likes of Scholes next to him to tell him how to play the ball forward. One of the counter arguments to that I'm going to have is that Scholes couldn't tackle to save his life. So this Oak was
Yep.
always there, clearing up, covering up, catching the balls, doing the defensive work, whilst also having the ability to push a ball forward. That progressive pass that we are so used to now in the modern game, this is one of the pioneers in terms of being able to pull out that 40, 50 yard passes. Yes, obviously learning from Paul Scholes. I genuinely believe excellent is a fair space to have him at. And I agree with you, Shavar. He comes from a couple of seasons where he was just floating behind or below the radar, but the talent and ability has always been there. And I think he's similar to what Rooney has done in his career. He's not shown that much so that it's allowed the rest of the team to actually do much better or look better as players in the team.
Where I
Alright.
do agree with you guys is he is better than everyone in decent, but he's not as good as the people who are in excellent.
That's why I bought him.
Yes,
Bottom
yes.
of
Agreed,
excellence.
Shavar.
He's
Okay, I
better than
can
this guy.
that.
He's
Nah,
better than this
nope,
guy.
nope.
What, Shavar?
Okay, let's go back, right? Hold on. Let's go back to the Roy Keane conversation where I said I would put Roy Keane in excellent, but because of his leadership, I would put him up a tier. I would say exactly the same thing about Jordan Henderson. Sorry, not exactly the same thing. Hold up. Getting ahead of myself. I would put him on his ability as a footballer in decent, but because of his ability as a captain, I would move him up a tier.
Same
I
tier
can see
as
that.
Mascherano.
Same tier as Mascherano. Nowhere near as good as a footballer. Nowhere near as good as a footballer. But he got the job done. He got us over the line. He was.
Nah, fuck
X, I
that.
sent you a
He
video
was
this
he was
morning.
decent. He
or-
was a
or
Yeah.
decent
last night.
player. It was a decent
Hey,
player.
Shavar.
It
I
counts.
mean,
The
he
numbers
tried that
are
whole
against
we
you,
drop-
captaincy thing at.
if-
Hold on,
okay,
he tried
fine.
that whole
Look.
captaincy thing at Ajax. It didn't
Hold on.
work out because the legs
If-
were gone. I don't rate him.
If you drop Jordan Henderson to decent, then you drop Roy Keane to excellent. Because the only reason I have Roy Keane in legendary is because of his leadership ability, and I'm saying exactly the same thing for Jordan Henderson.
But Keane could ball. You said it yourself.
Yes, but he's next to Xavi Alonso.
Shouting around the pitch, showing leadership, I get it. He tried it at Ajax and it failed.
Because he wasn't the
But he
captain,
doesn't speak Dutch.
and he doesn't speak Dutch.
But I think
I get what
go is the
Shavar
same
said.
thing across the board. It's
I also want to say,
I don't know.
I also want to say just
Michelle, we
one more
can't
thing,
hear you.
right? Earlier, no, I picked up on that earlier. I just figured how long it would take for him to realize. Anyway, when we were talking about the system, he's one of the players that made the system work. Rather than needing the system to work for him to play, he's one of
Are
the
you
players
the
that
same
made the
person
system
who's
work.
defending the whole system player?
No, I don't like the single system player.
No.
Okay, guys,
Jordan
let's go.
Henderson is
Give it
probably
to
one of the
Tricia.
most overrated players I've ever seen. I watched Jordan Henderson. I watched him. He was tireless, and that's it. And what have I always said? If the best thing about a player that you can say is, oh yeah, he works hard, they're not a good player. After a game,
That's
pumping
not
your
the best
arms
thing
up
we say about Jordan
to
Henderson.
lift the crowd, that doesn't make you a good player. Jordan Henderson could make a simple 5-yard pass. He could get into space. That's it. Just because he had the armband doesn't make him a good player. Van Dijk was the true leader at Liverpool. Henderson just shouted at someone and pumped the crowd.
I don't
That's
think
all
you've
he
watched
did.
enough Liverpool.
That's
I
all
don't think
he
you've
did.
watched enough Liverpool.
He was not better than Matuidi. He was not better than Witzel. He was not better than Martinez. I know
Nah, I
we're
think
not
Hendo
counting
doesn't
Giselle.
get
You're
it, eh?
separate. You're so he's not better than them in terms of technical ability, right? But his importance to his team, he was more important to his team than they were to their team.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he
Fabinho
was.
was your most important midfielder.
Fabinho was probably
Yes.
our best midfielder, but he wasn't our most
Fabinho
important
was
midfielder.
the catalyst. Well, obviously Van Dijk and Alisson played a big part, but Henderson was just there. You guys didn't win the league and the Champions League because of Jordan Henderson. You won the league and the Champions League despite Jordan Henderson. That's how it works.
You take
Hey,
Henderson was
Jordan
not
Henderson
a
out
good
of that
footballer.
team, and that team does not win. You take Jordan Henderson out of that team, and we do not overcome 3-0 against Barcelona.
You-
Shiva, what
Nah,
the hell
we
did
don't.
you do, bro?
No,
We
no, no,
don't.
no, 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 no,
Nah,
no,
Shiva.
no.
No,
Because
Shiva,
that game,
I'm
No.
sorry, the
That
numbers
game-
have beat you, bro.
Yo,
I think you
okay,
love
fine.
Liverpool.
But then,
I think you love
but then you got to drop Roy
Bro.
Keane. But then you got to drop Roy
Why?
Keane.
No, no.
Same concept.
No. That's
Same
not how it
concept.
Not
works.
the same concept.
It's not the
Okay,
same
let's go
concept.
back to what we said
Roy
about
Henderson
Keane
was a
was
shit
not
Roy Keane was
as
a baller.
Roy Keane. He was, but he was not a technician on the level as everybody else on that. In that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Not on the same
Yes.
level, but Roy Keane could ball, bro. I'd put him at the end
Exactly.
of legendary.
Exactly. You can't.
I don't-
You can't say Loic
I don't
is
like
anything
this.
other than legendary. Jordan
Yeah,
Henderson was decent.
The one thing
He
I
was
don't
average.
like this is what I'm gonna put on my fucking statement. I don't like it. Period. I don't like this.
Come on. Like Henderson, he had the armband because there was no one else to take it after Gerrard left. That was
So-
the only
and that-
reason.
I think
That
Move
is
him- move-
that is
move
the
him up
reason
a
that
bit.
Jordan Henderson gets hate. That's the
move him
reason
up
he
a
gets
bit.
all the
No,
hate
no,
that
not
he gets.
not up to excellent, but like right in the middle of decent.
Ay,
Let him disappear there. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, okay.
Somewhere there. Yeah, drop him there.
I think
Yeah.
De Jong is better
Yeah.
than this guy.
Right,
I
next.
think Martinez is better than him. I think Vidal at
I
CDM
agree.
is better than
I
him.
agree. Now
Fabinho.
this guy goes at the top of
Excellent.
excellent for me. Goes at the top of excellent. He was the reason Liverpool won
But
all
not
those
at legendary. But not at legendary.
No,
No,
not
not
at legendary.
No, not
The
legendary.
top of excellent. Doesn't get the flowers he deserves. Was in my opinion was more important than Van Dijk and Alisson. They cried out for a CDM that could do what he did. Liverpool's worst season was when they finished fifth recently, and he was a shittest player. That says everything. When Fabinho was shit, Liverpool was shit. They
Yeah,
replaced
when
Fabinho,
the legs
replaced
started
him,
catching
like-
up, when Father Time started catching up with him,
Exactly.
you could see Liverpool was just lost.
Exactly.
I don't disagree with anything you said except for when you said he was more important than Van Dijk.
Nah, I think
no, he
It was a
not more
combination.
important
It was a
than Van Dijk.
combination. You needed Allison, Van Dijk in and around the same time.
And him, yes,
Yeah,
but
fair
Van
enough.
Dijk
They need
was
the perfect spine.
Yeah.
Van Dijk was the piece that took us from a team that was conceding goals for fun to the Champions League final. But I do take your point. I don't think he's legendary. Excellent is fine, and why I won't put him in legendary is because I remember the Palace game at the start of last season where everyone was going on at Nat Phillips and saying it was Nat Phillips' fault that we conceded that goal. But every time I
was him.
saw that, I just saw Fabinho like try to press and then just not being able to turn and just
Nah,
leave
I
a big
think-
gap and get eaten.
Yeah, I think
And that's when I knew it was over.
the age lying had caught up with him.
And he did a lot of work in his time at Liverpool. He played every single game that he was fit, and he ran probably the second most on the pitch
True.
after Bobby Firmino, and he was just always 8 or 9 out of 10. So I think excellent is fine. Legendary is a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him
Excellent.
legendary. Excellent, top of excellent. He's better than everyone else there for sure.
Yeah.
The guy was
Okay.
Put N'Golo at legendary.
He's in the right
I think there's an
company.
argument there.
Yeah.
I think
No,
there's an
no.
argument there.
Hey,
I
back
think-
to back. Yeah, back to back.
I think you put N'Golo in the conversation there with Sergio and Claude.
No,
Yeah.
no, never in a million years. No.
Back to
Nope.
back. He did it from an unknown entity
Nope.
to
Nope.
he defined the
so
role in his
Trishul-
time.
Trishul, I'll agree with Shavar and with Heatley in this instance. If you look at what this Oak has done, not only has he done back-to-backs coming out of nowhere, he's done back-to-back promotions since he came from France. He's gone through to this Euros that we've just finished, and he's
How
carried
old is
a
he?
France team at the
That was
age of
pop,
34.
pop.
Yes. So just
I'm
for
going to simplify all of this. Your team
Yeah.
is just better with N'Golo Kante in it. End of story.
Fuck yeah.
Just
Any
full
team.
stop.
Yeah.
It's better with N'Golo Kante in it. I remember again last season where Chelsea were dog shit and Liverpool's midfield was absolutely struggling. And then we played you guys, and it was probably the only 30 minutes that this guy was fit the entire season. He came on for that 30 minutes and he
And
absolutely
he
ran the
grabbed
show.
the game, but yeah.
And then he got
he's
injured
tireless.
again
More
afterwards,
than
but age. Yeah, look,
The other thing with him also
aside
that I
from
love,
that, this guy won the Premier League playing with Danny Drinkwater.
Yeah. There was a
Yeah,
little.
facts.
And then
Yeah.
Danny
Need I
followed
say
him
more?
all the way to Chelsea.
Facts, Shiva. Facts, Shiva.
I don't remember this player getting a red card, but his tackling ability was second to none. But I don't remember him getting a red card.
Same here.
He also had a
Very
banger in him as
Let,
well.
let me give my argument for why I don't think he was a GOAT, right? So, yes, definitely a top class player, but he fizzled out a lot. He would fizzle out for many games, come back, drop an 11 out of 10 performance, suddenly he's world class again.
Who else thinks
I
that this
remember a
terrible
point
signal is
where,
a sign
where
from
I
above?
think it was under Sarri where he was played on the right wing. CJ, do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
He was played as a right winger and he was horrible. He was horrible. I
Nah,
think
the
also
speed wasn't there.
recently- Yeah, when Conte lost his pace, it wasn't just recently. I don't know if he had a bad injury or something that was like recurring, but he lost his pace and he carried on losing it. But that Leicester season world class, the first Chelsea season world class, and a bit of that Champions League season, the Champions League winning season world class. But for
Him
me,
in
whenever I watch
in the
Conte,
World Cup.
So
wasn't that the
Trish,
same? Yes, and the World Cup. Sorry, but like otherwise, I'm not putting him as better than Busquets. I'm not putting him better than Casemiro.
Say what now?
think Conte was better than Casemiro.
So Threshold, this is the thing. If you've ran the most on the pitch for the better part of 3 years, playing over 200 plus odd games for a team,
Per
your
season.
legs are going to start giving out
Yes.
and you are going to start fizzling out. The
Understandable.
likes of your Casemiros that you've just mentioned had nights off. They had guys that were coming through the ranks. They had backup that Madrid has always brought in. This guy played consistently without being taken off of the pitch until his legs then started giving up.
Mhm.
And it's the same thing as Michael Owen. When he was a youth, they pushed too many games onto Michael Owen. His career could have been extended, and he would have definitely been considered one of the greatest strikers that the EPL or even the world has ever seen. Because of what Liverpool did to him at such a young age, a lot of people look at Owen's career and saying that he's not as highly rated as some of the other guys, but his technical ability that he had, and this is what I'm trying to just bring it back to, is that Kante is, as Shiva said, you have him in your team, you are better off on
He
any
played the
given
whole.
day.
West Ham is looking at luring him from Saudi, and if they do, I'm not gonna lie, they would look an interesting proposition. Guys, with Leicester, he didn't miss
One
any
man.
game.
One
Drinkwater.
Yeah, he didn't. miss any games,
And his
yeah.
bottle.
Even the final against City. Even the final against City, he shut down Pep's midfield on his own.
One man. Sorry, CJ. Can I just add on to what you and Crizo was saying? I think Ngolo also kind of redefined the role because he would start attacks by carrying the ball forward, which is not what we were
Yeah.
used to CDMs doing.
Yeah.
CDMs would
Yeah.
break down play, then pass. He would carry, and you'd see Pogba would be behind him. He'd be like, oh, damn, I have to catch up to this guy. I'm talking about France, obviously. But
Yeah.
I think this man is incredible, highly underrated because he's not flashy, he's not loud, but he's where X has put him for me is perfect, bro. Like, this guy is incredible, Tashal. I'm so shocked that you don't rate him, bro. Like,
No.
there was a game
I
we had,
rate
and
him.
we had friends,
He's,
and people were talking
he
about
is
Kante,
legendary,
N'Golo
but he's
Kante.
not the
And what he
greatest.
did, what Kante did, bro, was like, I assume he's a competitor, he's an athlete. I assume he heard that chat and he was probably like, I'm going to show you guys that you mustn't compare me to this little child, bro. So I think every challenge that N'Golo Kante has stepped up for, he has destroyed it, owned it, and went on to win. Winning the league with Leicester, everyone wants to cry, Mahrez, Jamie Vardy. For me, they won because of this guy, dog. Without N'Golo
Yep.
Kante, Leicester's not winning.
Although
that
that's not
league.
taking anything away from
Of course,
Mahrez
of
and
course.
Vardy.
From
Of
Vardy
course,
and
of
Mahrez,
course.
yeah.
I'm just
And
saying,
He
without
is
just on
legendary,
what
but he's not the
just
greatest.
on what
it's an
Chris
achievement.
said,
Yeah.
just on what Chris said about the Euros. I think he was brought in as a stand-in should anyone get injured. He came in literally, yeah, he was by far one of the best performers. And how old is he? And he's a player that Chelsea had went and said that he's done for, and it's purely on injuries. But if you get him fit now, geez, yeah, he's something else.
Let's go, X. Let's go.
Who's this guy again?
Kimmich.
Kimmich.
Yeah, Kimmich.
That's him.
I'd say excellent.
Oh, come on. Yes.
I'd say excellent.
Come on.
He's been doing the job in Germany, and I think a lot of the teams that we have right now, including Pep's team, would consider taking this player into the team as it stands. So he has the opportunity, and I believe if he moves out of that German league and moves to a different league, he might go into that legendary status sometime.
I think his legs are gone though, so I don't think he'll make the jump up.
No.
I'm outvoted.
He was just
I was
never
gonna say
fast.
Kimmich, but excellent. I
Yeah,
get it, I get it.
so his legs is only gone after he got tackled by Holland, but yeah.
Is that what happened?
Big pressure dot.
Rodri.
Oh,
Let me have this one. Let
legendary.
me have this one.
Go,
me have
go
this
for
one.
it.
Okay,
Go for it.
Go for it.
Legendary. There is no doubts. And one thing with Rodri that he has compared to a lot of everyone else in Legendary is he has clutch. He has the clutch gene. And Rodri,
DMT.
look, I know we don't like City and 115 and what, but this guy is just phenomenal. Phenomenal. And still young.
Yeah,
He's
agreed.
27. He's only 27 or 28. For a
Yeah,
CDM,
big games. You see him.
Exactly. He is the best CDM in the world right now. He
That's
is.
it's a bit harsh to say no one else had that. He's right next to Patrick Vieira.
Okay, but Vieira didn't score the winner in the Champions League final.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, Alonso did.
Well, he equalized.
Yeah. Everyone was going to win that. People, come on.
Alright, X, who we got?
Fernandinho.
Legendary guys.
Legendary.
His legendary tier is a bit big.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it used
wouldn't
to
put
be-
him in legendary.
He should be there.
You
Yeah.
should,
Like
guys.
again, single pivot. Single pivot. He did what a double pivot did on his own.
Yeah. And as well, he
I-
had goals in him, bro. And this guy could shoot from range. Yo,
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
have a good long shot.
very good. All right.
Yes, yeah.
Bison.
Can I have
Come
this
on.
one? Can I have
Go
this
for
one?
it.
Go for
Can I
Go
have
for
this
it.
one? He would be in the GOAT conversation if not for his injuries.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yep.
Agreed.
But
Agreed.
I
Never pulled
can't
out
put
a
him in
tackle.
legendary because injury
Right.
screwed this man over. And toward the end of his career, he was a liability. So I can't put him in legendary because he had like 3 seasons at Chelsea.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'd leave him at legendary, man. Those seasons were outstanding.
And
Yeah.
Shavar,
See, those seasons
Those
were legendary.
seasons were
Those seasons were
legendary.
legendary, but
Those seasons were breaking
So-
greatest of all time.
Yeah.
That's how good he was.
Yeah.
arguably moved to a bigger club after leaving Chelsea, but
no, he not arguably he did. He did. Even
Bro, man.
even after that,
Chelsea.
even after that, he moved to a bigger club than Chelsea, right? Which just shows the class of the man. But guys, it's like, okay, for me he's like Thiago, where when they're available they are absolutely ridiculously amazing, but they're just hardly available. So if we put Essien in legendary, then when the debate moves to central midfielders, we've got to put Thiago there as well, right? That's why I think he drops a peg. He goes to excellent.
I think you're the only one who feels that way, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay,
get what you're saying. I get what you're
I agree
saying,
with
but
you.
those
I'm not
three
saying you're wrong.
seasons-
I'm just saying. I
Those
think you're the only
three
one.
seasons were just like those.
There
three
was some
seasons were on
honesty
the
right
brink of
there. It's like, yeah,
immortality.
you're on
That's
your
how
own.
good he was.
All right.
look, on the basis of those 3 seasons, he goes in legendary. But on
Yeah.
the basis of his injuries, like the best ability is availability,
Yeah.
right? And
Mm.
he
Did
became
you
a
make that up
liability
as
toward
you were
the end of his
speaking?
career. No, X said that some time ago. Like I'm
No.
just quoting. I'm quoting the man.
It's only says that because he's a United supporter and the only players
Yeah.
we have available is McTominay.
He was talking about Hargreaves.
Hey, Hargreaves, man. Okay, guys.
Let's do this.
Let's do
Oh,
this.
Hargreaves! Oh, Hargreaves. He could have been excellent legendary, but his injuries fully ruined that
Yo,
guy.
and the injuries
Hargreaves
finished him.
could
Yo.
come first. Okay,
Alright,
time for the
guys.
biggest boss.
Can I suggest a criteria, guys? Obviously, we're gonna speak about GOAT. Obviously, everyone coming from the legendary tier, right? Can we stop at Dunga? Actually, fuck, man. Can we stop at? Yo, this is tough. Never mind.
He just
man.
corrected himself.
Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, we haven't
Damn.
ordered the legendary tier. We haven't ordered it properly.
Okay.
Yo,
Yeah,
So
the
how
legendary
we
tier is not in order, but who? Okay, who's in the debate, right? Busquets is in the debate. Makelele is probably the bottom of the debate, but shame, I feel
He's
bad for
in the
Sihle
debate.
sometimes. Kante is in the debate. Mateus
Don't
and
think so.
Dunga, I haven't seen either of them play, but
Yeah.
apparently they're
academy.
in the debate. So
Yeah.
okay, but now
One
if
vote for
we're
one
talking
player.
if we're talking accolades, then there's only one answer.
Mhm.
Let's just get it over and
Mhm.
done with. Who's the one player
Who-
that we
what's the
all
answer?
say?
Okay, let one person, one vote. So Crizo, we
Yeah.
start
There we
with
go.
you, and you get an explanation.
X. Start from the top.
Okay, yeah, X, you go.
Oh yeah, for me, Sergio Busquets, man. For
Okay,
me,
that's one for
he's-
Busquets.
yeah.
X, I'm making notes here in our chat.
Yeah.
Busquets one. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, explanation X.
For me, man, he's my ideal CDM, high IQ player, not reliant on physicality, just uses his brain when he plays the game. Very good on the ball, hardly gives away the ball. Can also initiate attack from deep. Super press resistant, one of the most press resistant players I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, there
Are
we go.
you describing Rodri?
Yeah,
Huh?
he
Are you
did.
describing
Now,
He
but
is,
but
but at a
Rodri's
low
not like
level.
he's not like Busquets, bro.
Yeah.
At thingy.
Yeah, Rodri can
Binks-
Rodri can hit a ball from the middle of a park and give you that
Okay.
clutch goal that you need.
Crizo. Rodri
his
is
choice,
a mere
man.
mortal who's only won one treble. Busquets
Yeah.
has won 2 trebles. So let's just
Right, Sishle, your turn, Sishle, your turn. We'll
I think
concentrate.
I made it. I made my views very clear. It's a close one between those two. It's
Okay.
proper close for me. And the minute that you put Ngole in the conversation, I start to get confused. I'm gonna agree with you, X, and your
Yay.
Busquets crew. Fuck.
Yeah, man.
But
Super.
he came in at the right time at freaking Barca. But like, it's fine. Let's leave Busquets there.
okay, Busquets 2,
I'm-
everybody
I'm
else no,
actually
Millie.
shocked. I'm actually shocked that Sihle didn't put up a case for Makalele, man, because this man really is
I know.
the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
And he really
Dude,
did solidify that position. He was able to play in multiple with multiple coaches, different teams. But because Sihle isn't going to back me and fight for Makalele, I'm going to say Busquets, guys.
Nah, I think the writing is on the wall, Emily. That's why the writing is on the wall. It's fine.
Right,
Okay.
Shivar, your
Uh,
vote and your reason?
Okay, I wanna talk about all of them, right? Like all the 3 of them. I think for me, Makelele is the bottom of the 3 because he's the most limited footballer. I think everything Makelele could do, Kante could do
Technically,
better.
right?
Yes, but I think anything Makelele could do, Kante could do better, and Kante could do more. So Kante is above him for me in all of that, and this is very, very difficult because I've never seen a midfield shut down the way Kante has shut down midfields. But, guy, when you think of the CDM role, you think of a pivot. And he's the greatest pivot I've ever seen. So I'm also gonna go Busquets, simply because it makes the game easy for everybody else, knowing that you've got a safe pair of hands, knowing that he'll play the right pass, like the simple things. He'll play the right pass. He'll be in position to receive it. He's not the best tackler, but he will win the ball. He knew when to press. Like those things, they're so simple, but I suppose they're simple because he made them look simple, right?
Mhm.
And can also play on the
That's
half
very
turn.
poetic of you.
Did the basics.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, and the half turn, like I don't think anyone in the world is better than him at that.
Yep.
Receiving the
Hey.
ball on the half turn. Ever.
Dude.
Only
So-
Iniesta. Only Iniesta.
Okay,
Even then-
yeah, but
Even
that's
then.
not a fair
No,
comparison.
no.
It's not a fair
Okay, fair enough.
comparison to Iniesta, right? Because Iniesta had so much more to his game. But like in that deep position, I don't think anyone was better than him.
Mhm.
Even Thiago.
Of course.
Alcantara.
Not even Thiago.
But Thiago
Hey,
was
but
also.
Alcantara can turn, guys.
Hey, dude, he's way
Ah, guys,
He's-
it hurts me to say that, right? But Busquets did the same thing. He just didn't have the flash, but he did exactly the same thing.
Thiago could turn. That's why his knees buckled
Thiago.
on him.
That too. That too.
I'm also going Busquets, and look, we can mention the 2 Euros, the World Cup, the trebles, how good he was with Xavi and Iniesta, just what a perfect play is. But I think there is one aspect that we're forgetting that truly makes him the GOAT. He won the league while he was playing next to Gavi. Makes him the greatest CDM of all time. So
You don't like this kid. eh?
so, look, honestly,
Sure,
I
you don't
think
like this
that's,
kid.
I don't. I think that in
You,
itself,
you
like,
think he's an industry plant. He's just planted there.
No.
Gavi, Gavi is like, La Masia had like a quota system, and then the manager said, look, we need
Oh.
10, we only got 9. So the coach went on the street, found the blondiest or blonde, whatever Gavi's hair color is, and is like, okay, right, you wanna play? Can you kick a ball? Okay, it's not good enough, but we'll take it. That's what Gavi is. And the mere fact that Busquets at 35 won the league and was playing next to that trash, the greatest of all time for me.
Yeah, I don't think Gavi's that
Yo.
bad. I
No, he's
don't think they
terrible.
just found it.
Yeah.
I think he's
He's
there
terrible.
because he's
Jordan
best friends with
Henderson is
Pedri,
better
but-
than Gavi. That's how
Oh.
bad Gavi is. That's how
Oh.
bad Gavi is.
My days.
I also
Oh.
don't rate Gavi, guys.
Yeah, but no, Trisha.
Hopeless
I think
footballer.
he's okay. He's okay.
Hopeless footballer. Hopeless footballer. Doesn't do anything, offers nothing. When we do the tier list for the worst football players of all time, he's there. Can't stand the
Yeah.
guy.
Okay, whoa,
Because that
whoa,
one-
okay.
Shout out Busquets.
Holy shit.
Okay,
Nah, I
like-
didn't say
That
that.
escalated real quick.
I didn't say that.
He-
Don Scott McTominay's still around. You know what I'm saying?
You guys United have had some stinkers, eh? What the hell is Gibson?
no.
Remember
I would have
Gibson? What was his
Scott
first name?
McTominay. I would have Scott McTominay over Gavi. I would
Yes,
have
but we're
Scott
not talking about
McTominay
Scott
over him.
McTominay. We're talking about
Without
like
Fred.
Gibson.
That's
And
how
we're
low I
talking
rate
about,
Gavi.
like-
I would have McTominay without
Okay.
Fred.
Okay, Trishul, no, I think yeah, we all understand and we concur with you. So, gents, you killed me, guys. You killed me. Darren Gibson.
Darren.
We've had some stinkers as well. Yeah.
So, guys, yeah, I think it's unanimous. All of us can agree.
Yeah.
This is definitely the greatest CDM that we've seen. Again, as you've just mentioned, Busquets 32 titles across his career. He's still making Spain up until this day and age.
The Semi!
you
Yeah! Sorry.
Guys, I've been saying Pedri is the one since before the kid was born.
Jabbar! Yes!
So yeah, Oaks. No, I think it's unanimous. We're giving it to Sergio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's the first time we've had a unanimous vote. Yeah. this is the first
Hold
time.
up. Was Paolo Maldini for centre back not unanimous?
Yeah, that was unanimous.
No, it
No,
was
it wasn't initially because we had Franz Beckenbauer in there.
Franz Beckenbauer, yeah.
Yeah, but again, rightfully, as you said,
Yeah, I can
not
understand.
all of us has seen him, so it was up there. Maldini
You
took
guys,
it. At
you
the end
guys
of the
bullied
evening,
me.
this
It's
is
fine.
unanimous.
I don't like this.
It's because you don't have alcohol, but get your beers in you.
I don't like this.
All right, kids. I think we can close it there. An hour and 29 minutes. This has to be a record, I must say. And
Next
guys,
week's show is
these
we're going to lose
fly.
friends next week. Next week's
Yeah,
show is
guys.
going to be a friendship
Yo.
ender. I can see it now. The greatest
Yeah.
sentiment of midfielders of all time. Yeah, friendship ender.
You see, next
Folks
week's
are not
one is
gonna
gonna
get
be
invited
long.
back.
Also,
But
also
anyway.
this week alone, gents, is a blessing of a week. We've got the Super Cup on Wednesday. The league is starting not both. EPL, La Liga, Serie A. Whoever watches Serie A, League EU for the two people that watch it, and Sunday City versus Man United. Sorry, City versus what's this? Chelsea.
Arsenal.
And you guys are about to get you guys are gonna get slapped up. You know, I can't wait. I'm gonna have my popcorn, dog. I'm gonna have my popcorn just to
Do
watch.
that. We might just do might have to just do a preview show on Friday prior to kickoff because I know there's a Friday game,
sure.
isn't it?
United and
Yeah,
Fulham, I think, are the first game. I think it's United and Fulham.
That's United.
Ooh, Fulham have got that young kid. What's his name? Smith
Smith
Rowe.
Rowe.
I've watched
Yeah.
him. I've been watching him in the the two games that he's played. He's coming all right.
Mm.
But anyway, let's close it.
All right, guys. Thank you. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. There's people here. So before you leave, please like. This helps us with the algorithm. And gentlemen, thank you so much for availing yourselves. This was an amazing episode. This is Easy Sport, and we out. Peace.
Peace.